Hey everybody, welcome back to Kill Jester, and this is Chase Daniel, your host. And today we're going to be analyzing two text messages that show textbook emotional manipulation through vague accusations. Two texts, 22 hours apart, 8 manipulation tactics, and a pattern that keeps one person constantly walking on eggshells while the other stays in complete control. So this is forensic statement analysis. We're breaking down exactly how vague accusations work, why they're more powerful than specific ones, and how to recognize when you're being manipulated. So let's dive in. So here's what we're analyzing today. Two text messages from a husband to his wife. According to the wife, this is a pattern. Small things happen, things most people would brush off or discuss in the moment, but he turns them into relationship crises. The day before, something happened. We don't know exactly what. At 9:44 p.m., he sends the first text. Then 22 hours later at 7:07 p.m. the next day, he sends the second text. So we're going to be analyzing every word of this, every tactic, and show you exactly how this particular manipulation works. So we'll get started. And the first text that he sends is, I'm all right and my day is going well, but we are not. I hope your day went well also, and a good night to you as well. So let's break down the first message, the sentence by sentence. I'm all right and my day is going well, but we are not. Notice the structure. I'm all right. My day is going well, but we are not. He establishes that he's fine. Everything with him is okay, but we are not. Now look at what's missing. What happened? What did she did or said? When it happened? Why are we not okay? What he wants her to do. Just we are not. The sentence doesn't even finish. Now we're not okay or we are not good. Just we are not. This is a tactic called manufactured crisis. Declaring a relationship problem exists without providing any specifics, creating anxiety without giving any concrete to address. And why is this powerful? Because it puts her in a position of scrambling. What did I do? When did I do it? How bad is this? How do I fix it? Meanwhile, he doesn't have to provide specifics, which could be refuted. Explain his reaction, which could be challenged. Take responsibility for misunderstanding or maybe overreacting. So it's a vague crisis. She's on defense. He's in control. The next part, I hope your day went well also, and a good night to you as well. And here's where it gets calculated. After dropping we are not, he switches to formal, polite language. This is tactic number 2, emotional withdrawal as punishment. After creating anxiety with a vague problem, becoming distant and formal to increase the receiver's need to fix things. I hope your day went well also, mimicking her language. Formal good night to you as well, distant, cold. He doesn't say good night, love, or talk to you tomorrow. He's saying good night like she's a coworker. So translation is, something is wrong. I'm upset, but I'm polite and distant. You figure it out. Good night. Now, she spends the entire night wondering what she did. That's tactic number 3, strategic silence. The gap between messages, yesterday, 9:44 p.m., then today at 7:07 p.m., that's 22 hours and 23 minutes. So strategic silence is using time gaps to build anxiety while you maintain control. Not reactive, it's a weapon. So for 22 hours, she's thinking, what did I do wrong? Is he still mad? Why should I even reach out? Will this make it worse? So meanwhile, he's calm. Upon further consideration means he's been thinking, in control, deciding his response. The silent isn't just because he's too upset, it's a tool. So then the second message comes 22 hours later. Second message, let's analyze every tactic there. He says, upon further consideration, I feel you were inconsiderate and dismissive of me and what I was trying to do for us yesterday. My only question is that would be, do you really find me that difficult to get along with? Getting to the bottom line, this just isn't the way I want my wife to treat me. So we'll start with the first part of that, upon further consideration. This is tactic number 4, formal authority framing. Using formal language to position yourself as the rational judge delivering a measured verdict. Upon, not after thinking or I've been thinking, upon, legal brief language. Further consideration. He's already considered it. Now he's considering it again, deeply and seriously. So the official verdict coming. He's positioning himself as the rational, thoughtful party. Makes his conclusion harder to challenge. But here's the thing. He's had 22 hours, and this is what he came up with, a vague accusation. I feel you were inconsiderate and dismissive of me and what I was trying to do for us yesterday. This is tactic number 5, feelings language as a shield. Starting with I feel to make it harder to challenge, but then accusing behavior instead of describing actual feelings. Watch the difference. I feel hurt equals describing emotion. I feel you were inconsiderate. That's accusing behavior. He's not describing his feelings. He's accusing her of behavior while hiding behind I feel. Now let's look at what he's accusing her of. Inconsiderate and dismissive. 2 character accusations, not you did something inconsiderate, you were inconsiderate. That's attacking character, not actions. And notice what's still missing. No specific behavior. When you said X, there's no context. Where? When exactly? No example. No specifics about what he was trying to do for us. No timestamp. Was it in the morning, afternoon, or evening? No, his side of the story. This is a tactic called vague accusations, making character accusations without specific examples. Impossible to defend against or correct because you don't know what you supposedly did. Think about it, how she responds to this. She can't. She doesn't know what she did, when she did it, what he's trying to do, why it was inconsiderate, what he wants instead. That's the point. It's vague, so it equals being unwinnable. So the victim flip, my only question is that would be, do you really find me that difficult to get along with? And here is the masterpiece. This is tactic number 7, victim position reversal. Accusing someone, then immediately positioning yourself as the victim needing reassurance. Look at just what happened. He accused her, you were inconsiderate and dismissive. Now he asked, do you find me difficult? He flipped the script. Now has to reassure him even though he started this. Let's break down the question. My only question equals, so I'm reasonable, just asking one thing in that. Treats accusation as established fact. Do you really? That means disbelief, creates doubt, find me that difficult. Implies she's accused him of being extremely difficult, but she hasn't. Now she's on the defense, comforting him. Now you're the difficult one. Not even he accused her. That's complete manipulation. And the last part, getting to the bottom line, this just isn't the way I want my wife to treat me. After the victim flip, he says, getting to the bottom line. This creates the illusion of a logical process. But what's actually happening? It's a vague crisis. There's been 22 hours of silence, vague accusation, victim flipping. Now it's bottom line. There's been no discussion. Just his declarations. But bottom line sounds like he's summarizing a conversation. Then the ultimatum. This just isn't the way I want my wife to treat me. This is tactic number 8. It's called role appeal. Using my role instead of you to appeal to duty and expectations rather than the partnership. Notice not this isn't how I want you to treat me. It's this isn't how I want my wife to treat me. My wife appeals to her role as a wife. It's wifely duties, not a wife should behave. Standards for wives. It's not peer-to-peer, it's role-to-role. And notice what's still missing. What this is specifically, what he wants instead, how to fix it, or any invitation for dialogue. Just, this is unacceptable, end of statement. So here's the verdict. 8 out of 10 on the manipulation scale. Why? Because this text shows 8 sophisticated manipulation tactics executed with strategic precision. This poor communication, this isn't just being upset. This is textbook manipulation designed to keep one person off balance while the other maintains complete control. So the 8 tactics that we went over in these 2 text messages are, it's manufactured crisis. We are not, without explanation. Emotional withdrawal, formal, distant language as punishment. Strategic silence, 22 hours to build anxiety. Formal authority framing, upon further consideration. Feelings language as a shield. I feel you were. Vague accusations, 0 specific behaviors cited. Victim position reversal, accuses, then asks, am I difficult? Role appeal, my wife instead of you. Each tactic reinforces the others. Together, they create an unwinnable situation where she's defensive, confused, and has nothing specific to address or fix. Let's look at what is present in these 200 words. Present, the control tactics, vague crisis declaration, strategic 22-hour silence in between, formal distant language, character accusations, inconsiderate, dismissive. Victim positioning, am I that difficult? Role appeals, my wife. Ultimatum, this isn't acceptable. False conclusion language, getting to the bottom line. Emotional manipulation creates anxiety without providing relief, puts her on defense, flips to victim, appeals to duty and role, declares unacceptable without solution. Pattern setup. Small things equals a crisis, equals silence, equals accusations, then victim flip to ultimatum. Keeps her walking on eggshells. She never knows what will become next in the crisis. And what's missing? Now let's look at that, because omissions are as important as what is said. Any specifics? There's no specific behavior. When you said X or when you did Y. Why? No context. Where? What was happening? There's no timestamp. What exactly? Was it yesterday? Was it the day before? We don't know. No example of inconsiderate behavior. No explanation of what he was trying to do for us. His contribution, what did he say? What did he do? How did he respond in the moment? Any acknowledgement he might have misunderstood something. Solution or dialogue. What does he want her to do? How should she have responded? Can they talk about this? Any invitation or for discussion? None. Acknowledgement of her perspective. Did she have any reasons? Was there context? Was she dealing with something? Any consideration this might be a misunderstanding? None of that. What's missing? Everything that would make this actual communication. Here's my forensic analysis verdict. These texts show sophisticated emotional manipulation through strategic vagueness. The key insights. Vague accusations are more powerful than specific ones. Here's why. If he said yesterday at 2 p.m., when I suggested we go to dinner and you said you weren't hungry, I felt dismissed. She could respond specifically. I wasn't feeling well, or I thought you said you had work. She could say, I'm sorry, I didn't realize that you were hurt. Let me explain what happened. Something like that. That's addressable. That's solvable. But when he says you were inconsiderate and dismissive of me and what I was trying to do for us yesterday, what can she say to that? She doesn't know when, where, what he was trying to do, what she said or did, why it was inconsiderate, or how to fix it. So she can only say, what did I do? Which he'll make sure she figures that out. All she can say is, I'm sorry, general apology for unknown offense. You're not difficult. Reassuring the accuser. None of those are real solutions. They're just submissions. This is control through confusion. And the pattern, small things go to crisis, then go to silence. Then there's a vague accusation, then flip to victim, and then given an ultimatum. If this happens regularly, she's constantly walking on eggshells, never knowing what will trigger the next we or not. That's not communication, that's control. So what did we learn from analyzing these texts? Number one, vague accusations are more powerful than specific ones. Specific can be addressed, refuted, and discussed. Vague ones keep you defensive, confused, and off balance. If someone can't tell you specifically what you did wrong, they're not trying to fix the problem, they're trying to control you. I feel you were. I feel hurt. Describing emotional, that's healthy. I feel you were inconsiderate. That's accusing behavior disguised as feeling, and that's manipulation. Watch out for this, for the switch. Silence can be a weapon. 22 hours isn't because he's too upset to talk. It's strategic. Builds her anxiety while he stays in control. If someone regularly withdraws and goes silent after vague accusations, that's a pattern. Watch for victim flips. Accuse someone, then immediately ask, do you think I'm the problem? Forces them to comfort you even though you didn't start it. Classic manipulation. My role language is a red flag. My wife instead of you. Appealing to role or duty, not partnership. How a wife should act. Role expectations, not peer communication. This is about control, not collaboration. Ultimatums without specific control. This isn't acceptable, but won't say what this is, what he wants instead, or how to fix it. That's not setting boundaries, that's keeping you off balance. Formal language creates false authority. Upon further consideration to your spouse, that's distancing. That's positioning yourself as judge, not partner. Patterns matter more than incidents. One vague test could be poor communication. Regular pattern of small things go to crisis, go to vague accusations. That's manipulation. So if you're the receiver, if you're the person getting a text like this, here's what you need to know. You're not crazy for feeling confused. These messages are designed to confuse you. The vagueness is the point. Here's your options. Number one, I want to understand what you could respond. I want to understand what I did. Can you give me specific examples? What exactly did I say or do? When? And what did you want me to do instead? Watch what happens. He probably won't give specifics, or if he does, it'll be something minor that doesn't match. This isn't how my wife should treat me. Refuse vague accusations. I'm not apologizing for something I don't know that I did. If you have a specific concern, I'm happy to discuss it, but I can't address inconsiderate and dismissive without examples. Name the pattern. This is a pattern. Something happens. You say you're not okay. You don't say what it is. You withdraw. Then you come back with an accusation I can't address. We need to communicate differently. What not to do? Apologize generally. I'm sorry. I was inconsiderate. Don't do that. Try to guess. Was it when that kind of thing. Reassure him. You're not difficult. Over-explain your entire day. Except my wife should. That's framing. All of those reward the vague accusations and guarantee it happens again. So the bottom line, if your partner regularly creates crisis from minor incidents, uses vague accusations that you can't address, positions themselves as victim while accusing you, declares things unacceptable without specifics, uses my role language instead of you, that's not communication, that's control. So you deserve specific, honest, reciprocal communication, not manufactured crisis and strategic vagueness. So in closing, 2 text messages, 8 manipulation tactics, 1 unwinnable situation, manufactured crisis, strategic silence, vague accusations, victim flipping, role appeals, ultimatums without solutions. If this pattern is familiar to you, you're not oversensitive, you're not difficult, you're not pattern recognizing. Real relationship concerns are specific. Yesterday, when you said X, I felt Y. Can we talk about it? That's communication. This manipulation is vague. You were inconsiderate. We're not okay. This isn't how my wife should treat me. No specifics, no solutions. It's just control. So remember this. Specific accusations can be addressed, corrected, and discussed. Vague accusations keep you defensive, confused, and off balance. If someone can't tell you specifically what you did wrong, they're not trying to fix the problem. They're trying to keep you under control. If you have a text showing this manipulation pattern, send them to killjester1@protonme. If this analysis helped you recognize vague accusations as manipulation, hit that like and subscribe. And remember, specific equals communication. Vagueness equals control. And we'll see you in the next one.